Jey Uso's revenge against Bronn Breaker leaves him in critical condition. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we've got some truly surprising and heartwarming news from the WWE universe. In professional wrestling, revenge is one of the oldest and most powerful motivators. From betrayal to humiliation to outright violence, nothing fuels a superstar quite like the thirst for payback. And in WWE today, no story captures that theme better than the shocking rivalry between Jey Uso and Bronn Breaker. Bronn Breaker, the fast-rising powerhouse who's made a reputation for brute strength and unapologetic aggression, thought he could bulldoze his way through anyone in WWE. But when he set his sights on Jey Uso and crossed the line, he didn't just pick a fight. He ignited a fire that would burn until revenge was inevitable. Now, in one of the most brutal twists in recent memory, Jey Uso has exacted his revenge in a way that has left Bronn Breaker hospitalized in critical condition. Today, we're breaking it all down. What led to this violent rivalry? How Bronn Breaker targeted Jey Uso? The emotional and personal stakes that drove Jey to the edge. The shocking night when Jey finally struck back. The fallout that has WWE officials, fans, and wrestlers shaken. And what this means for both men moving forward. This is the story of Jey Uso's revenge against Bronn Breaker. Before we dive into the rivalry, we need to understand Bronn Breaker's position in WWE. The son of Rick Steiner and nephew of Scott Steiner, Bronn Breaker carries one of the most intimidating legacies in wrestling history. His arrival in NXT was meteoric. Within months, he was dominating matches, winning titles, and establishing himself as the future of the company. When he was called up to the main roster, fans knew he wasn't going to be just another young star. Breaker's blend of speed, strength, and ruthless intensity made him a standout. But with that rise came arrogance. Bronn didn't just want to compete. He wanted to make examples out of WWE veterans. And unfortunately for Jey Uso, he became Bronn Breaker's prime target. On the other side of the story is Jey Uso. For years, Jey was part of one of WWE's greatest tag teams alongside his brother Jimmy. Together, the Usos dominated the tag division and became synonymous with tag team excellence. But Jey's journey took a dramatic turn when the Bloodline saga placed him at the center of WWE's most emotional storyline. For the first time, Jey Uso wasn't just Jimmy's brother. He wasn't just Roman Reigns' cousin. He became main event Jey Uso, a star in his own right, capable of carrying storylines and headlining pay-per-views. But with that new identity came challenges. Jey wanted respect, independence, and recognition as a singles competitor, and that made him vulnerable to predators like Bronn Breaker, who thrived on breaking down veterans trying to stand on their own. The first attack. The rivalry officially began when Jey Uso rejected an offer from Bronn Breaker. Bronn had approached Jey backstage, suggesting an alliance, strength and speed united to dominate Raw. But Jey refused. He told Bronn he didn't need anyone, that he stood on his own now. For Jey, it was about proving independence. For Bronn, it was about ego. The very next week, Bronn struck. During Jey's singles match, Breaker stormed the ring and delivered a devastating spear. The crowd gasped as Bronn followed up with a brutal post-match assault, slamming Jey through the announce table. That night, Jey was stretched out of the arena. It was clear, this was no simple feud. Bronn Breaker had made it personal. As Jey recovered, the tension built week after week. Bronn Breaker mocked him in promos, calling him Roman's leftovers and claiming Jey would never be more than a tag team guy. He promised to end main event Jey Uso before he even started. Meanwhile, Jey appeared on Raw in taped interviews, his face full of emotion. He admitted Bronn's attack left him hurt, but also hungrier than ever. For Jey, this wasn't just about pride. It was about proving he belonged. Fans rallied behind him. Every week, chants of USO, USO filled arenas. The WWE Universe wanted revenge just as badly as Jey did. When Jey finally returned to action, the atmosphere was electric. He stormed the ring, called out Bronn, and demanded a fight. But Bronn Breaker wasn't ready to give it. He teased Jey, attacked him from behind, and used mind games to keep the upper hand. In one chilling promo, Bron looked directly into the camera and said, "Jey Uso can fight me all he wants. But when I'm done, there won't be a hospital big enough to put him back together." This wasn't just wrestling anymore. This was war. The match that changed everything. WWE finally sanctioned a match between Jey Uso and Bronn Breaker at a major Raw main event. The hype was enormous. Fans knew it wouldn't be pretty, it would be violent. From the opening bell, it was chaos. Bron used his power to dominate, throwing Jey across the ring. Jey relied on speed, landing superkicks and dives to keep himself alive. The crowd was split, some cheering for Bron's brutality, others firmly behind Jey's resilience. But the turning point came outside the ring. Jey, fueled by weeks of pent-up rage, snapped. He pulled Bron out of the ring, slammed him into the steel steps, and then hit him with a devastating Uso splash off the barricade. The referee tried to restore order, but Jey wasn't done. He grabbed a steel chair and unleashed shot after shot across Bron's back. The crowd roared as Jey screamed in fury, each strike echoing like thunder. Bron tried to fight back, but Jey hit a superkick that nearly knocked him unconscious. Then, in the most shocking moment of the night, Jey delivered a Samoan drop through the announce table. Bronn Breaker didn't move. WWE medical staff rushed to ringside. Bron was stretchered out, his body limp, his condition unknown. Commentary fell silent, and the arena was filled with an eerie hush. Later, WWE issued a statement. Bronn Breaker had been rushed to a local medical facility and was in critical condition. The news shook the WWE universe. Fans flooded social media with concern, debating whether Jey had gone too far. Some praised him for finally standing up to Bron. Others condemned the violence. But one thing was undeniable. Jey Uso had gotten his revenge. The following week, Jey opened Raw with a promo that sent chills down spines. He stood in the middle of the ring, microphone in hand, and declared, "For months, Bronn Breaker thought he could play games with me. He thought I was still just Jimmy's brother. He thought I was weak. But now he knows, this is main event Jey Uso, and anybody who steps to me is gonna end up just like him." The crowd erupted. Jey had cemented himself not only as a fan favorite, but as one of WWE's most dangerous competitors. But WWE officials weren't as enthusiastic. Reports surfaced that Jey had been fined heavily for his actions and was under scrutiny for excessive violence. Jey didn't care. For him, it wasn't about rules or fines. It was about respect. The entire locker room reacted to the incident. Roman Reigns reportedly was furious, saying Jey had tarnished the bloodline name. Jimmy Uso expressed concern for his brother, but also worry about Jey's state of mind. Other superstars like Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes publicly praised Jey for finally putting Bron in his place. Even fans who hated the brutality admitted it made for one of the most unforgettable Raw moments of the year.